Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you a weekly podcast for the more sophisticated beer drinker. So sit back, pour yourself a pint, and enjoy the internet's longest running 100% blind roundtable taste test beer review show. You're listening to The Beer Snobs.
How you guys doing, everybody? Welcome to the Beer Snobs. I am Damon, and with me this week is...
Hey guys, this is Brian from Beer Quest.
And we got a special guest in the Beer Snobs studios.
Hey guys, it's Kelly from Tap Geeks.
All right. And before we get started, our beer of the month for December, Belhaven Scottish Ale. The only thing that sucks about having a guest who wasn't on the month before is that you didn't get the pleasure of trying this.
Yeah, I wish I did, because it's not something that I would find myself buying with a clear bottle.
Yeah, the clear bottle threw us. Totally threw us. Yeah. But, I mean, obviously, Total Wine takes care of their stuff because it tasted great. And I mean, that would be the thing. Like we suggested, people buy it. Make sure you go to a place that, you know, not a lot of light coming in the windows.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, you get that skunky flavor, all the aromas that go with that.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, you don't want that.
But this beer was great, and we salute you, Belhaven Scottish Ale, our December beer of the month. And that brings us to our first segment. This is the day after Christmas, and we have a special edition of Homebrewing with Hardyman.
That's right, guys. So this week I brought in some root beer. You know, we're a short week away from the new year, and everyone loves, drinking, but so do the kids. So I figured I'd bring in some root beer, and, it's a home brew still. It made it at the house and made it,
And it says beer on it, I guess.
It does say beer.
Beer. You can't have root beer without beer.
Yeah. There's no alcohol in it. I mean, if I wanted to, I could put alcohol in it.
You see, that's what I want. I want to try an actual alcoholic root beer.
Adult root beer?
I would drink it. I would drink adult root beer for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to try an adult root beer float. I don't know what that'd be.
That would be you throwing up in about an hour or two.
Probably.
Like all the ice cream and alcoholic root beer.
Like, this dairy was a bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
Milk was a bad choice.
Yeah, there you go. I hate you, Ron Burgundy.
But I love your root beer.
All right, so
what goes into this one? Is that what you're thinking?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Exactly. So this is super, super easy. I love this one because we just make it in the kitchen. Like, we don't even have to break out most of our brewing equipment. It's 4 simple ingredients. You got water, you've got honey, sugar, and root beer extract.
So being a beer home brewer, what's the biggest major difference between making a beer and making a root beer? I guess in the process.
It's so different because you don't boil it. I mean, when you're making beer, you've got like a mash, you've got the lauter ton, and then you're gonna go through and boil the entire beer, and that's when you're adding the hops. You got the bitterness, the aroma, the flavor, all that. There's none of that with this. Literally, we took we turned the I just used tap water actually on this. And so we just turned the sink.
And you didn't boil it?
We used the sink. We turned the sink to hot water, and we just filled up our entire keg because we keg our root beer. Filled up the whole keg with hot water, dumped in, I think we made 5 gallons. So we dumped in like 2 ounces of root beer extract.
Yeah.
And then like 3 pounds of sugar and 2 pounds of honey. We used wildflower honey.
And how much does that make?
It makes 5 gallons.
5 gallons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. So, but I like swapping out a bunch of the sugar because there's so much sugar in soda.
Oh, of course.
You just swap it out for honey. And I mean, you can get wild. You can go,
How far can you go with swapping out the sugar? Like, could you completely
get rid of it?
Could you completely get rid of sugar and just do like molasses and honey? Would that be possible?
Maybe. I don't know if that would have like adverse effects, like because like I said, we keg it.
It would be something to experiment with.
Yeah, but I don't know if it would like sink over time and like the first couple pours are different than the last.
Well, the honey
couple
doesn't
pours.
sink though, right?
Well, it's heavier because it's not boiled, so it's just kind of dissolved in there with the warm water.
Okay,
so it's probably good.
I definitely smell the honey.
It.
I definitely smell the honey on that.
Oh yeah.
Now that you mention it, like I'm getting an aroma of honey. It's very nice.
Yeah. We're just like pouring like just an entire jar of wildflower honey in this thing.
Was it like the bear jug that you guys were just
The
squeezing?
squeezing
it into
one?
the keg?
No. I actually go to More Beer out in Riverside. They've got a cool website. You can pretty much order anything and they'll ship it straight to your door. But I just use one of their root beer kits, and they actually recommend swapping out a bunch of the sugar for honey. So whereas like you can go on the websites and just get the kit, and you pretty much what you buy is just the extract, and then they tell you go to the grocery store and get a bunch of sugar. So,
well, yeah, it's a soda.
Yeah, it is, but yeah, it's nice swapping it out.
So earlier before we started the show, you were saying something about this is something to do with your wife, the root beer.
Oh, the deal. Okay, so yeah, well, we were talking about the equipment, and so what I was saying was that root beer ruins everything.
Okay,
and so it ruins the lines, the taps,
the equipment that you normally use for beer,
the keg, everything. So everything that we have for root beer is labeled for root beer, and it will never be used for beer ever again. Because if I take the keg and I go and I make, let's say, like a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale or anything really, and I put that beer in that keg, when it comes out, it will taste like root beer no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you just can't get rid of the flavor.
It's got to be because of all the honey and all the leftover sugar. Just there's
all the stickiness in there. Yeah, I mean, is there anything that you can do to like maybe try and get it out? I mean, what methods have you tried before to maybe get all of that root beer flavor out?
You know, I haven't even tried. Like everything is just dedicated to this.
Just
because
gave up.
I gave up before I even like cleaned it even the first time because we knew that the flavor was going to be there. It gets into the seals. It gets into every single little piece of every connector.
Yeah.
And you just can't get it out.
Which would be great if you actually wanted to brew something that kind of tasted like root beer.
Yeah, totally. Like a root beer stout.
Yeah, you could do something like that. You could do something like that. I mean, that'd be kind of cool because you get that root beer flavor in it. But otherwise,
yeah.
Otherwise,
you see, that could be your root beer. That could be your alcoholic root beer. You could try actually making the beer in there to get the root beer flavor.
Yeah, I probably could. I mean, we should totally try to make an adult root beer.
First make an adult root beer.
Yeah.
And then, if that doesn't turn out too good, then try the root beer flavored stout or whatever.
There you go. Yeah.
It'd be good. It'd be fun to try.
I could just see somebody asking you how you made it. Like, oh, how do you get this root beer flavor in here? Well, see, what we do is we drink 5 gallons of root beer, and then we brew beer, and it's really just that easy. You said that that the beer is always going to taste like root beer after you've made root beer in that keg. Have you made a beer after making root beer in that keg that tasted like root beer afterwards?
I have not, because I didn't want to even just waste the ingredients.
Then how'd you know that it did that? Did somebody tell you? Or
yeah, it's kind of a widely known thing among beer and soda. Is that like cream ale? I could reuse the equipment for beer and it would probably be fine. Okay. But root beer just has such a pungent, strong flavor that just overpowers everything and you just can't get rid of it. I mean, I even had one guy, Jimmy, my buddy Jimmy. I walked back into one of the breweries that he was working at and he was like, hey, why don't you go ahead and try this? I'm like, what is this? He's like, this is my root beer stout. I'm like, oh, cool. Someone finally did this. And he had me try it. And I nearly threw up in my mouth because what he did was he didn't finish drinking the root beer. He just opened up the keg and was like, oh, I've got like a gallon of root beer left. Okay, well, let's pour this beer that I just made in there.
Oh, that sounds
So he
awful.
just mixed them in the keg. And then was like, here, Brian, you're a dumbass. Try this. And I'm like, oh, wow. I should never have woken up this morning.
Hey, guinea pig.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. So where the wife comes in is that when I built my kegerator, it's a 7-tap kegerator in my dining room. And one of the deals was one tap was always going to be dedicated to soda. And so we've just always kept root beer on. And so that's why we've got everything just set aside for root beer. It's actually a special keg. It's a Coca-Cola keg.
Okay.
Every one of our other kegs is a Pepsi keg. And so literally they physically look different. They're different shapes, sizes, everything.
Okay.
So there's no way we'll mix it up.
Now, seriously, all I can think about is a root beer stout.
I know, we should make one, man.
It's on the list. It's on the list now.
You should just take Speedway Stout and then mix it in with your root beer and then feed it to someone. See what they think.
Some jackass, some unsuspecting victim. So like, here, sucker, drink this.
You have
Hey,
to
maybe
pay
you-
it forward.
I need to go back to Jimmy.
Shit.
Hey, Jimmy, try my new homebrew.
Okay, well, I think we're done with that. Unless you got any other words, any last words to?
You know, you asked about the biggest difference,
Yes.
and I talked about it not having to boil and just having to just kind of like warm it up and mix it, because that's pretty much what it is. We just started with warm water, mixed in the sugar, mixed in the honey, and mixed in the extract. Beyond that, you know, there's no fermentation. So pretty much what you have in your hand is a keg full of root beer. And if you wanted to bottle it, you could. The difference there is I'm going to add CO2 and I'm going to force carbonate this root beer.
Yeah.
And so it's going to get
you kind of
carbonation
have
that
to.
way.
You kind of have to.
If I put it into bottles, there's no way to force carbonate it. So what they do is they use champagne yeast. So you end up with like a 0.01% alcohol root beer because the yeast does convert sugar to alcohol.
Yeah, but the amount that you'd have to drink to get any kind of buzz is what
It's ridiculous.
It's
And
ridiculous.
yeah. So,
But I'd be willing to try.
but that's the
Just
biggest
for science.
That's the biggest difference is if I brew a beer, it's gonna take several weeks before I can drink it. If I make a root beer, I could probably drink it in like 2 or 3 days.
Nice.
So yeah, guys, this is a homemade root beer.
This is delicious. I'm a fan of root beer, and I really think that this is really great root beer, dude.
Cool,
Yeah,
thanks,
it's
man.
good. Yeah, no, it's definitely up there. It's up there in the echelon. I have to say, you've never brought anything bad on the show.
I try not to.
You try not to.
We'll see what's gonna happen
And
next.
I mean, like I said, for what is mostly Riverside tap water, this is actually pretty
Right?
damn good. You know, all that sugar and honey did the trick.
we'll just call it municipal root beer.
We have to tell people that's really how you make that water drinkable down there.
Oh yeah, totally.
Honey and sugar.
Yeah, it's like Mexico.
Oh, no. Then you're just throwing up honey, sugar, and dirty water.
Ooh,
Well, and you just hope you don't have diarrhea.
Yeah, hope. We'll
Yeah.
find out if God exists.
Yeah, there you go.
Start praying, man. It's your experiment. Anyways, on that sacrilegious note, I think we're ready for the review of the show. All right, look at this guy.
Oh wow, this is pretty bright.
Very, 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 very clear.
Oh yeah,
very yellow.
clear yellow, very white head.
Oh, that smell. I don't know.
Ooh, lager.
It's coming off as lager.
I'm definitely gonna go lager too, but this is kind of smelling just a little skunky to me.
It's thin, watery mouthfeel. This tastes like cheap lager.
Ooh, yeah, no, this is bad. Very flat.
Oh, speaking of flat, dude, this reminds me of like Big Flats. You guys ever had that? It's so bad. I think it's
This is not the first time you have mentioned Big Flats
Oh, it's because
on this show.
It's because it's burned like the searing image of like horrible flavor like, in my brain.
I'm looking at you, look on your face. I'm just like, I can already tell.
Oh, it's bad.
No, I am not holding out any hope for this. But let's get to our recommendations. Like it even needs to be said. Hardyman.
No, I recommendation on this beer?
Yeah.
No, sir. You've come to the wrong person.
So that's a big no, Kelly.
Oh no, that's a big no from me too. I'm curious to see where this is from.
And I have to echo the agreement here. This thin, watery, crappy lager. I would say it came from the bowels of hell, but I think Satan has better taste.
Oh, totally.
I think it's time that we just get this reveal over with. After 3 out of 3, no way we would not recommend this.
yeah,
But
This, I mean,
let's find out what the hell this is.
I didn't want to go into flavors. This is nothing good.
Okay, this is Big Hurt Beer.
Oh, what?
Big Hurt Beer.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have another appearance of the Revenge of the 99-cent store beers.
Oh, wow. Okay, that totally explains it. Oh, wow. I would never buy this. We found some good 99-cent store, 79-cent beers at the 99-cent store.
They sell them 79 a bottle. 79 cents a bottle.
Does it have a date on it? Like a bottle on or a Best Buy?
3 years ago.
I
I think it says that this is the MVP.
I believe
that cannot be the case.
right here, never. Right here, Just never,
Best Buy,
never good.
never.
Best to buy this never. The description of this: a crisp, full flavored lager brewed and bottled by Big Hurt Brewing Company, Monroe, Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hey, but guess what? They're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, well, then they're legit.
Yeah, that makes them an official beer. Who cares what it tastes like as long as you got your social media covered. So yeah, they're definitely gonna love hearing about this.
So it just means that this beer is photogenic, I think.
Okay, well let's talk about photogenic. What do you guys think of the bottle? I mean, right now, number one, brown bottle is a good point. I kind of like the design. I mean, it's simple, but
I do like it. It's like a shield with like it's got gray and white on the logo, so I'm thinking that they want that to be like a metal. I don't know.
I mean, it looks important.
It does look important. The top of the bottle looks like a Route 66 sign.
Yeah, it does. It looks like the Interstate Shield. It's got the silver and the red, and if you're looking it up right now, what throws me about this bottle is the MVP at the bottom.
Yeah.
I feel like it's some really random, like, I don't know, man.
I feel like this is an episode
bad.
of Lowered Expectations.
That's the part that throws me off. If I was in a store and I was looking at this beer.
No, it's the most vile beer.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Right there. It warned you. It's the most vile beer on the shelf. It says MVP, right?
MVP, yeah. So
I'm sorry. I was thinking MVB. I just changed it in my head.
It's the most vile
piss. Most vile piss on the shelf.
there you go. Oh, that's why it's not carbonated. Okay. I never got the crisp, clean flavor.
Now that I look at it,
that they talked about.
Kelly,
now that I look at it in my glass, it really does look like frothy piss, man.
Well, that just means it's cheaper to brew, right?
Ooh.
It must be. Maybe they use lots of rice.
Right out of the urine stream. just setting up at troughs at stadiums around the country to collect what will one day be MVP. Big Hurt beer.
They must have the urinal is just going down to like a fermentation tank.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, that's it for the show. So yeah, I just want to let you know, Big Hurt Beer, their MVP. We all voted 3 out of 3. No, do not go out and buy this. But
definitely not an MVP.
Yeah, but I mean, like we say on the show, we drink it, you decide. So I mean, maybe you'll like this. Maybe you're that kind of person. The kind of person I don't like hanging out with. Maybe. So maybe go out and try it. I mean, it's 79 cents.
Maybe you like drinking caustic.
You're only wasting under $1 to give this a shot. So I mean, why the hell not? Just to get it under your belt and say, did it. Okay. Anyway, let's remind everybody about a good beer. Bellhaven Scottish Ale.
Oh, that was a good one.
Wish we had that in our glasses right now. That would be much better. Go out and try that.
In clear bottles in a deep, dark corner of Total
and go make root beer.
Yes.
Go make root beer. It's good shit.
But that's it for the show. Give them a shout out for your own website, Tap Geeks, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's Tap Geeks. We're on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. It's just TAPGEEKS, and we're primarily a YouTube show. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Not a problem. It's been great having you on this month. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right, and don't forget, Beer Quest.
Head over to thebeersnobs.com and you can follow my website through the show notes. There's a link there.
Always. So that's it, and we'll see everybody next year.
That's right. Later on, guys.
Happy New Year.
Auf Wiedersehen.